All right, this video is the very first video in Chapter 1, and as we always do, a reminder that you can pause the video at any point so that you can do the work that's asked. I will not be pausing in my presentation. You'll just have to use the pause key on your computer screen. Whenever we start a new unit, we always start with the goal, and the goal for this lesson is identify and use the steps in the four-step problem-solving plan. The four steps are to understand what's being asked, develop a plan to solve for that, actually do the math to solve for it, and then check your answer for reasonableness. The understand step has multiple parts within that one step. The first step is to determine what's being asked. The second step is what is it that you know? You have to identify what you know. And the third step is to, again, look at what you need to find out so that you can make sure you're finding the right bits of information. Question, how do I go about accomplishing the understand step? The first thing to do in the understand step is to read the problem carefully. The second thing to do is to write down or list out the given information. And the last step, or the last part of that, is to list or write down what is it you're looking for. You need to know what you're looking for to make sure that that's what you can find. The plan step, a blank are the facts that are known and related, and how are the facts and the unknown related. And develop a plan, an equation in most cases, to find the unknown. Question, can I use an equation to show the relationship between the facts? Yes. However, if you find an equation that doesn't do what you need it to do, you got to develop a better plan. Your plan must be good from the very beginning, or it's not going to get you where you need to go. Third step is to solve. Use the plan to solve the problem, and you use your math skills to do that. What are the steps that are required to solve the equation? You plug in the facts you know into the equation, and then you use your math to solve for the missing information. The fourth step and final step in the problem-solving plan is to check, and you want to check to make sure that the answer that you got is reasonable, both the numerical value and the units. Are the units of measure what you would expect your units or your correct answer to be in? Question, when you question this part, you look back at the problem. Does the answer look correct? In other words, is it reasonable? Does it make sense? And are the units that I got the units that I would expect to get? Here's an example. We're going to do some examples here, and if you look at this problem right here, you can look back to your textbook on page 4 in your textbook, because this is a little bit difficult to read this graph. We've got the a list of different roller coasters. We have their speeds, or their lengths, their times, and how many people can ride the ride per hour. Looking at this question, here's the question we're asked to solve. What is the average speed in feet per minute of the mean streak? Well, the first step in the problem-solving process is to make sure we understand. Well, here's what we know from reading the question. We know that the track for the mean streak is 5,427 feet long. It takes 2.75 minutes. And the most important part of the known information is what we're trying to find, and we're trying to find the average speed. The next step is actually to develop a plan. To find the average speed, divide the length of the track by the time in minutes. To actually solve that equation, let's write it out as an equation. We're going to say that the speed is equal to the distance divided by the time it takes. Okay, the length of the track divided by the time is equal to the average speed. So here we are, we're going to plug the information in. We see that 5,427 feet divided by 2.75 minutes is 1,973.5 feet per minute. The check part says that by looking back, we see that the answer is reasonable and that the units are correct. We've got one more problem we want to do here. Well, which of those roller coasters has the lowest average speed, and what is that speed? We are looking for, the first thing again is to do the understand step. We are looking for, we are looking for the slowest average speed. We know the length of each track, and we know the time for each coaster. The next plan is to develop, the next thing is to develop our plan, and we're going to say the Cedar Creek has one of the longest times and one of the shortest tracks, so I think it will be the slowest. We're going to use our same equation from last time, which is that speed is equal to distance divided by the time. We could do that for all of the roller coasters, but we're going to start with the one from Cedar Creek, and we see that that's 2,540 feet divided by 2.7 minutes for 940.7 feet per minute. We're going to check this to make sure it's reasonable. You're going to go through all the other roller coasters. You can do that on your own and pause the video. But after checking, we're going to find that the Cedar Creek is indeed the slowest.